Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 66.1 kilograms and trains under Shane Cassidy and Daniel Almeida out of Cost Combat Academy. Boasting an undefeated amateur record, 5 victories for 0 defeats, fighting out of Coffs Harbour, Australia. He is Australia's most dangerous Taekwondo player. It's Chris Power! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 65.7 kilograms and trains under Ben Johnston and Darcy Bendy out of the Fight Centre. His amateur record stands at 2 victories for 1 defeat. Fighting out of Gold Coast, Australia. Make some noise for Jonas Solari! And when our action begins, our referee in charge, Chris Hay.
Chris Hay, your man in the middle for this one. Chris Power is fighting out of the blue corner. Jonas Solari out of the red. Round 1, here we go.
And I just ran out quickly to the truck guys just to check with our resident statistician, and I fired him on the spot and confirmed that Jonas is a blue belt. Being promoted tonight, well, I don't think so anyway. Ben Johnson might have other ideas. But looking steady, cool, calm and collected as he takes the centre. Just avoiding some of those Taekwondo kicks from Power.
Centre cage for Solari now. Once again, Darcy Vendy, Ben Johnston and Nakia Melody in the corner. And he's got the 4th man in the crowd, John Aiello. Always wanting to make his voice heard for his teammate, Jonas Solari.
The Jonas brothers, you might say. Here goes Power. We're going to send this one down to Mac. Good outside leg read. And of course, he's a brown belt on the mat, doing a good job of using his head position just to create a wedge between Solari and his egress to get back up to his feet.
I think it's a great idea by Power. Solari being a very powerful striker, not taking away Chris Power's kicks, but this is probably the better spot for him to take this fight down and test him on the ground.
And doing a good job of it, making Solari really spend some pennies to try and get back up. He's in danger of getting his wrist collected here, Solari, as he posts on his elbow. Turns his hip away. He's building up to a knee now, which allows him to stand. The body lock still in play. So a bit of work still to do from Solari. Nice work there to check the back leg to stop him being elevated. And again, see if he can turn up on top. But it's Power on that occasion who beats him in the scramble call.
Yeah, it was a nice little grapevine there by Solari to stop him from capitalising and really taking control of that position.
Another good mat return.
Power's got a tight grip on that waist there. He's not letting it up anytime soon.
He's quite long, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Good long arms, which will serve him in this type of exchange.
Even though his arms are extended, he's doing a good job of keeping that chest to his back too without creating too much space between them, which keeps him on that back tighter.
Of course, he's charged his way to 5-0 as an amateur. So he's building the right things. His Power.
Nice job by Solari when he spin to get it under it.
Yeah, listened well to his corner, didn't he? He's right in front of them. The baby blues of Darcy Bendy and Ben Johnson right on top of the action. And here goes Solari, good head position. We're going to fire away a couple of short, sharp shots, T.
Well, just over 10 seconds remaining, and Solari, you'd have to think, would want to land some damage, but no, Chris Power with his own plans to finish this round on top in the full guard of Solari. Great round for Chris Power, looking to keep that undefeated record intact as we look towards round 2 coming up in just under a minute. Between Power and Solari, they touch gloves. Here we go.
Faking the lead leg, Power. Oh, big hard calf kick that spins Solari around like Billy Elliott. That was a real big mean connection. Goes back to the well. Solari checked that one. Oh, the shins, the ribs. It echoes around the Southport Sharks air call.
Yeah, Solari got to be careful coming straight into Power like that because he's second into those kicks.
Here's those big punches of Solari, but he just fell in behind the last shot. It's probably not where he'd want to be, but it looks that when he can get past the kicking range of Power, and start to find an opportunity to let his hands go. That's where he's going to have most success, but it's going to be a hard road to get back there at the moment as Power mounts him now, takes his back with the hooks in, trying to get up and under the throat. Is Power launching offense, and he's got time to work too. 2 minutes on the clock.
It was a great outside leg trip that started all that from Power as well. As he looks to take the back now, he's only got one hook in, but it's going to be hard to secure his hips. Solari doing a good job of turning in here as well.
Plenty of time to work for Chris Power. Solari momentarily up on all fours, but that's a big man to carry. He does a great job getting back to his feet. Can he break those hands and get off the cage?
Did well to get back to his feet there, Solari. Had to put the accelerator pedal down a bit. Spend some 98 on that one. And his big muscles of Solari. I'll tell you what, Power's asking some questions of them in the second round. He needs to create some space to Solari. Trying for an opportunity to get the boxing going, but at the moment, it's Power making a big statement at Eternal 100. Our first look at Chris Power, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Here goes the outside leg read. Solari looks to counter. The 2 to a waltz for a second. Solari gets his moment, starting to stand and bang. Punching around the clinch of Power, who just drives him back, puts it in a second gear and just muscles Solari back to the fence. Solari dangerous with space.
And some big shots on the inside from Solari, but Chris Power having none of that. Now trying to attack. Single leg, great defense from Solari. But down he goes. Chris Power too strong as we count down the last 30 seconds of the second round.
That was a nice little wrestling exchange. Solari was doing the right thing to counter that, but Power elevated the leg, just kept turning, and just fought through it. And we're at a situation now where you'd have to say that Solari's got a lot of work to do in the second. How much in the third round? How much energy has he got left to commit to this? We will see. He's coming tip-top now. As Solari, this one will go to a third round.
At Eternal MMA, you could find yourself going into the draw to win 2 VIP tickets to an Eternal event of your choice throughout 2026. Here's round 3 between Power and Solari. Center cage for Power, and more of the same, trying to attack the legs and body of Jonas Solari.
He was mixing up his kicks there, Kyle. No, we saw he opened up with that kind of step-up side kick, which you see in Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 2. You don't see it a lot in MMA.
No, you don't see it. It can be an effective weapon at pushing people away and controlling that distance. So as we look to see Power, then he looked at Solari's calf to say, I'm going to throw a low kick, but Solari saw that he was faking him out and charged in.
He's certainly taken control of the early stages of round 3, Chris Power.
Solari can't stay at this range. This is Power's range. This is where he's getting the most shots off. He's having the most success here and then the most damage.
Absolutely.
I like seeing him come in behind one of those kicks. You know, come in behind the kick, because the way that Power kicks, he's often out of position afterwards. It's, you know, Taekwondo guys don't need to be worried about being punched in the head, so they often give up a bit of a linear position, which gives the puncher a good spot to land an offensive. Here he goes. See what adaptations he made in the corner, Solari. Good work with the uppercut, measures behind the jab. 1:30 left now in the third for Solari to find something, but it's the double leg attempt from Power, which is spoiled him by Solari. And on the guillotine, I'll tell you what, that's not a bad little look. He could probably use that butterfly hook to try and sweep and come up on top here. The hand not in the best position, and how much squeeze he's got left in those arms. We're going to switch now to a Kimura. Here's Solari, but I tell you what, the brown belt of Power has got him one step ahead in this grapple contest.
Yeah, he did, and it was very hard for Solari to finish that with that arm in that position as well. He was more trying to extend him. He probably should have tried to crunch towards that knee to put that choke on a bit harder and extend and crunch his neck up.
And you saw the reaction from Ben Johnston in the corner of Solari. Wasn't too impressed with that attempt, and you can see why. Half guard and in a powerful position for Chris. Looking to advance, possibly to side control here, Matt.
He doesn't need to. Like, if he does, I'm sure he can, but right now, this is half guard's a great position with an underhook, and just to kind of see this one out, he doesn't need to move. He's got the rounds in the bank. 3 rounds, you'd probably have to say, can go in the head and arm chokes. It's a good way to get a guy to flatten the shoulders out. But he does pass them out, looking for a finish, and you got to like that from Chris Power in the driver's seat now, and a good way to stamp his authority in this division. Kicking down the door tonight has been Chris Power, who's now thundering down some right hands, trying to get Solari out of here before the bell.
Well, we've seen it happen in our first fight. Chris Power pounding his way to victory. We will go to a judge's scorecard.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this fight 30-27. For your winner via unanimous decision in the blue corner,